Hey, Kingdom people. Gonna start at let's do the 4 minute mark. Allow a little more time for more people. I didn't even have to stop it. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, Kingdom people. Hello, hello, hello. Hope you all can hear me okay. Because I have air on. It kind of gets loud a little bit sometimes. It just calmed down, actually. Thank you, Hope. Thanks for joining. Give me a second, you guys. Sorry about that. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, Kingdom people. Thanks for joining. I'm just waiting on the 4 minute mark and we're coming right up on it. It's okay, the people. First of all, thank you all so much for being here. Thanks for joining. I hope you all are having an awesome day. I hope you all can hear me okay as well. If you don't mind, can you just let me know that you can hear me okay, or just give me a thumbs up in the comments? I don't know. Just want to make sure you all can hear me okay. I can't talk too loud. I'm low on energy, on strength. You retracted your message. You changed your mind. Anyhow, they will not leave you alone, Kingdom people. They will not leave you alone. And so, you know, something that's just been on my spirit. I mean, first of all, I've seen different, come across different the other people, hearing about other people on other channels, maybe a few, speaking about, you know, how it's like the devil just won't leave them alone. People just won't leave them alone. And I really said, as of lately, sometime the Holy Spirit will lead me. Like if it's something that I'm watching, and it could be literally anything. And he'll just move, the Holy Spirit will move me to look in the comments, read some of the comments. I'm talking about on other people's channel comments, just to see what people are saying, particularly pertaining to what the message is or how they're responding and what their outlook is. You know, sometimes depending on what it is, I kind of do that. Just look at different views, you know, because I like to hear how other people think and what they can see and what they observe, how they assess a thing. And, you know, because it gives you greater understanding and it helps you to see things in a different way. And as I said, just sometimes just help you to understand how people think. And so in doing that, I've come across some things where I've seen people, you know, particularly on like, I'll say either like spiritual information, inspirational, motivational, even Christian channels where people will comment and complain or share, maybe not complain, but speak on how they're tired of what they're going through. And I've even seen someone say they just won't leave me alone. I've even had someone commenting on something of mine. I don't remember what it was, but it said something like, oh, it actually was a laugh. I can't remember which one. It said, if I give up, will they leave me alone? And so these, just being, like I said, made aware of different people feeling a certain way, you know, um, it just, the thing is this, the devil bothers you because you're doing something significant. The enemy only comes at those who are, he only comes after people who are effective. He also doesn't want us, anybody, but doesn't want anybody, I'm going to say anybody, to be who God called them to be. He don't want nobody to receive what God has for them. He don't want any of us to have salvation. He doesn't want any of us to be redeemed by God. He wants everybody to be out of the will of God, out of alignment with Him. The devil doesn't want us to get and be who God called us to be, or receive anything that God has for us. So keeping that in mind, and I'm saying anybody, it ain't just people of God, but if you have accepted Christ, received Christ, you're on that positive, that trajectory, you're on that path, you're pursuing holiness and righteousness and doing anything to just level up. Even people who are just trying to grow personally on any level and do better for themselves, do better with their lives, want better for themselves, the enemy is going to attack. And of course, he uses people also around you to do that, which means that they have the same mindset as their father, or who they're letting use them at that time. They don't want you to be who God called you to be. They don't want you to do better. They don't want you to elevate. They don't want you to rise up. They don't want you to be in alignment with God. See, so I'm saying all that to say that He's not going to leave you alone. The devil never going to leave you alone. They not going to leave you alone. When I say that, I'm talking about the people that the enemy use, your enemies. Those ones that come against you and attack you. Now, granted, certain ones at some point may fall back when they see that it's not working. There are always new ones coming. So in that, they will never leave you alone, because the devil won't leave you alone. Now, while the scripture do tell us, submit yourself to God, because that's what you got to do first in order to resist the devil, and he will flee. Even in that, he'll flee. But just like I just said, that one might flee, but certain other ones are going to come, because that's just how it goes. That's just what it is. And God gave me this scripture. I was reading it one day. First, He gave me, He was speaking to me about this, and it's just been over a period of time, just going through this, and just, like I said, seeing people complain or just share that, wanting the devil to leave them alone, wanting people to just leave them alone. And don't get me wrong, I get it. I wish people would leave me alone too, but I understand also what it is and why it's happening. And so we just have to endure. What God gave me to this morning is, be not weary in well doing, for in due season you shall reap. So we have to reap your reward. We have to keep these things in mind, which is why God gives us these things so we can be encouraged, so we can, just be able to just keep pushing through. Doesn't mean you're not going to get tired. Doesn't even mean you're not going to be weary. But still just keep going. Endure. God is with you. He'll never leave you nor forsake you. He told us, as long as you are continue to walk with Him, walk in His ways, do your very best, because God sees your intent. He sees your heart. He knows your desire. He knows, and I say that because we're not perfect. We all sin and fall short of the glory of God. But when you're doing your best to correct things, and not just that, Kingdom people, God understand what we've all went through, what we've all experienced, what is happening on this planet. I've been hearing so many people talk about, not so many, but quite a few. And it's crazy because I had been going through this, just realizing how wicked this world is. And just how wicked people are. And I can remember over the, like I said, well, I didn't say that yet, but I had said it before, over the last few years, just becoming more aware of it and more aware of how people think, the sick thoughts and the jealousy, just so intense and strong, and just having this coming into this understanding how people don't want to see you make it, do it, trying to, all that stuff, trying to stop you, block you. And I'm like, I had to ask God, has this always been going on, or is this something new? And so he had to take me back to scripture. It been going on. And where it started with that serpent talking to Adam and Eve, talking to Eve. But then God reminded me of Cain with Abel. Then he took me to Joseph, and it just went on and on. And it's like, it's been going on. This jealousy thing been going on. And even just recently, I've been reading in First Kings, and I remember be reading in First Kings probably some time ago, but I was reading through it, and it just was bringing all this back to me, but just looking at it with, I guess you could say, new eyes, and just a new understanding, and just in the day and time we're in now, it was just showing how, as the different kings would come, some would do, a couple did right by God, they walked in his ways, but it was so many that did evil, and it was a lot going on of idol worship. It's just in the end to it, and even where Ahab, which was Jezebel's husband, went so far to start to worship Baal, and just it put that not so much, not even just worship, but make Baal their god, the people that he had rulership over. And I'm just like, and so it's just going hand in hand with all this evil that's going on in the world, and the wickedness in people, and it's a lot, and it's scary. It's kind of scary, but as I was saying before, it was just really on me how people, and I get being discouraged. I get being tired, because it is a lot. And I've come into, like I was saying, recently, God kind of mentioned to me how demonic activity is intense right now. It's heightened right now. It's a lot more than it was, which is part of why, even though this has been going on for a long time, it just seemed like so much and so intense, and it's right in our face. It's like right there. You can't deny it. You can't. And then at the same time, we're coming into so much information about what's really happening, what's going on, what's been happening behind the scenes. And again, it's a lot of it. It's been going on, but it's just right now intense. And God is just bringing things to our attention. He's teaching us. He's making us aware. Not that people weren't aware before, because there were, but it's becoming more awareness on a grander, in a grander way, so that more people can be aware, even just dealing with different curses and how people be in the background doing witchcraft and, putting these curses on you and all this stuff, and just dealing with the curses and family bloodlines, and it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. Then you got to come out here and deal with people, because who run the world? Not who run the world, but who out here? Who we deal with? Who run these businesses? Who working these jobs? People are everywhere, and there's so many people that are demonically possessed, that are with demons. I said they're like how they say with child. They're with demons. And it's more people that have demons than those who do not. Okay? So that's not But be encouraged. I ain't trying to bring nobody down. But that's a lot of what's going on too, kingdom people. So many people are going through it because the enemy is going ham. Especially on God's people. Because you got to remember the people that he already have, he ain't got to go. He already went ham on them. Probably didn't have to do much. They're already captured. So those the ones that he uses to come against us. And sometimes it's not even people, it's situations, circumstances, which are demonically orchestrated. Because understand when there are people just trying to send stuff out on you and try to seek this energy out on you, so to speak, doing their little stuff, their little curses and spells, it does show up. The weapons form, but they don't prosper. So we see things happening, and we see things where they could have went away, and God will make you aware, let you know what's going on. So listen, I'm saying all that to say God gave this to me as clear as day. They will not leave you alone. And this stemmed from when I read that comment, one in particular, but a few others that was very similar. And even hearing people talk in this manner, they were just like, they won't leave me alone. This one particular person said they won't leave me alone. In other words, they want them to. And people tend to think because they doing right, and you're doing right by God, and you're trying to do your best, that people are supposed to treat you right, and that should be so, but that's just not the world we live in. I remember years ago, I would say around 2000, I want to say maybe around 2012 or so, coming into some certain information and just, working on just, I always been wanting to work on myself, personal growth and development. But, as I went on, I just got more and more into that. And so I remember just, we have been in this place and coming into this information on just being the light, wanting, and I had just a strong desire to just be that what God wanted me to be. And so I started doing some work on myself. I started learning things, applying a lot of things that I was learning. And of course, again, having a mindset change, which shifts you. When you have a mindset change, that literally shifts you. That shifts you energetically. Because now you're taking in new information. And when you really receive it, it activates something in you. It activates the new you, so to speak. Satan has a hold of it. Anyway, I knew this too. It's so funny how stuff happened. I knew that these, because they watch, and I've been seeing that a lot too. These ones who we talking about, those who work for Satan, they be on people's channels. They be on their lives, attacking. And I've seen people going back and forth with them, and I'm like, I don't say that or comment it, but it's like, they gonna be who they are. They gotta show up. They gotta show their heads. And then you don't really know who they are because how do you know who they are? They hide, But it doesn't matter. It is what it is. And this is what they don't like. They don't like being exposed. And then they like to, play in it. But because that's who they are. They say demons be lit, y'all. Only a demon would say that. Only a demon would say that. Even though they do be lit. But we're not trying to encourage that. And it's anyway, that's what I'm talking about. Y'all see what I'm saying? And that's what people be talking about. The ones who feel like, dang, and then social media just give them courage or something. But anyway, kingdom people, as I was saying, as I was coming into this understanding and everything, and just started really getting on my level up, like for real. And it started internally. What I started noticing was people started acting funny towards me. And it was weird to me. But that's how I kind of first initially started learning that when you're doing better, when you're leveling up, people don't like that. Not people who are with demons. They don't like that. And you know, I was aware years ago because God would show me different things years ago when I was in my earlier adult life. He would show me different things, even whereas you know people are jealous or they don't want this, but I would always just pay it no mind and just keep on moving on because what was I gonna do about that? And it wasn't like in my face like that yet. Anyway, kingdom people, that's what God gave me first. You know, concerning this message, they will not leave you alone. He spoke Matthew 10 and 22 to me, and it says, "And all nations will hate you because of me, but the one who stands firm to the end will be saved." And so, you know, they hated Jesus. They gonna hate us. They persecuted him. They gonna persecute us for his sake. That's just part of how it goes. So when you want him to leave you alone, he won't. They never left you. Think about it. They didn't leave Jesus alone. They taunted him all the way to the cross. On the cross. They taunted him. They never left him alone. And so if you think, if they didn't leave Jesus alone, what will make you think they're going to leave you alone when you represent Jesus? You a follower of Christ. You a disciple of Christ. They're not going to leave you alone. Now again, certain ones might eventually go ahead on about their business and they do tend to, and then you move around so you're not even in their vicinity anymore unless they know your social media. But even then, it's only once you're not around like that, it's nothing really that they can do. There's nothing that they can do. They could try, but eventually they most of them, because some of them just crazy enough to just, you know, those are really reprobates when they just, you know, but they do come to a realization that it's nothing with you, and you just have to endure. You just have to, you know, keep going. And I'm reminded of how he say, I don't even have that with me, how he say, Jesus said he already overcome the world. You will have trials, you will have tribulations, but he already overcame the world. He said he tell you this so that you may have peace. So you may have peace while you're in this world dealing with these tribulations and trials. And yeah, even attacks of the enemy. Now the other, I was reading in my daily devotions today, and this is what one of the scriptures that was there that went along with the daily devotion, and God just kind of gave me this with this message, and it's Proverbs 29 verses 25 through 27, and it says, "Fearing people is a dangerous trap, but trusting the Lord means safety. Many seek the ruler's favor, but justice comes from the Lord. The righteous despise the unjust, the wicked despise the godly." So what he was saying to me, sometimes, you know, people want, like they say, people, they just want them to leave them alone. But God was just showing me sometimes, because people go through this too, and sometimes it's coupled. They want their approval, and so they want them to like them. They want them to be cool with them. They want them to favor them. Kind of going back to what I was saying a little bit about how when you're doing well, you know, and you're trying to level up, you wouldn't think people won't trip on you. You would think they would take kindly to that they would look upon it as a positive thing. You would think that until you find out that's not so. That's only so with people that are on that same wavelength, so to speak, that are doing the same thing, that are in the right mindset. People, again, that are with demons, they really don't think like that. They really don't want to see others do well, even if they play nice. They really don't care for that because they work for the devil. Their father is Satan. And so, and I'm not saying that people can't get free of those demons, because they can. But unfortunately, a lot of these people, they feed them. They feed, instead of dealing with their internal issues and getting some deliverance, they feed the demons, and then they inflict all their stuff that they're not dealing with onto others. And so that goes kind of hand in hand with fearing people is a dangerous trap. So even like, you know, they won't leave you alone. Don't, again, we do wish they'd leave us alone. It would be nice. But you want to be careful that you're not fearing them. You're not fearing people. You're not fearing, that they don't like you, that they're coming against you, and you want them to like you. I can tell you right now, ain't no devil never gonna like you. Demons don't like themselves. They don't like nobody. Trust. So they not gonna like you. So fearing them is a dangerous trap. Fearing people, period. It says, but trusting the Lord means safety. So it's kind of like, don't concern yourself about whether they leave you alone or not. Yes, you would like them to, but don't be so concerned about that, because that can be a dangerous trap. Because trusting in the Lord is safety. So regardless of what they're doing, you have to keep trusting God. And I was saying too, well, let me finish this first. Many seek the ruler's favor, but justice comes from the Lord. I mean, it's nice to be favored by your superior or your boss or your whatever the case may be. That's nice, but you're not supposed to be. You shouldn't be seeking it. It made me think of on jobs where I just read something like this or heard something like this or something just today. I can't remember exactly what it was, but you know how they on jobs, and this is something that how people like to be recognized for the job well done. I just thought about a young lady. She's actually somebody we know, a celebrity. I don't want to go into that though. That she has this real bad. Although I get it, it's like, sis, let it go. But anyway, you're not supposed to be seeking out their favor. Now, if you're doing a good job, you're doing something well, and you're acknowledged for it and recognized for it, great. And I'm reminded of the scripture how he said, do work as if you are working unto the Lord and not unto men. So it should be about receiving favor. It shouldn't be of whoever, really, but this speaks of the ruler. It should be about doing the best that you can, and because whatever you're doing, you're working unto the Lord. You're doing it because God said so. You're doing it in some cases because you have to, until you can do the next thing, until you can get to the next thing. Sometimes we have to start here and work our way here. And even in that, you do it as if you're working unto the Lord. It's kind of like jobs where some people don't care for their job. They don't like it. That ain't really what they want to be doing. You better do it to the best of your ability. Do it as you doing it unto the Lord, because that's where and it says here, justice comes from the Lord. He's gonna give you your justice. He's gonna get you to your next. He's gonna lead you. He's gonna take you to where he's taking you. But you have to do everything for him and for his glory. Even if people mishandling you and mistreat you. Now, I'm not saying. Now, I've been in situations where when people get to acting funny, God tell me to rotate around. What I won't do is go back and forth with them. I might address a situation when I need to explain whatever, and usually when I'm doing that is at my exit, so I can point out certain things, and that's only when necessary, because I have the tendency to just disappear when I'm able to, when that's appropriate, should I say, depending on the situation. But the last part of this says, the righteous despise the unjust. That goes back to wish they'll leave you alone. You kind of, we despise evil. We despise the unjust. We despise when we see people out here being mistreated, mishandled, things that are not just. The man that just was exonerated over in Missouri. You know, that's an injustice. And we, you know, it's like, whoa, wait a minute, hold on. I had to like really read through that thing to see, you know, see what exactly was going on. And it's crazy, you know, but this is going back to what I was saying. This world that we live in, I was just what is really wicked. And listen, Satan put people in places to do the wicked. Those are his children. Again, who run the world? People. Of course, God is sovereign. He's in control of everything. But this world is Satan's. And it is what it is, what it is, what it is. But anyway, it says the wicked despise the godly. And so there's the kicker right there. They despise you because of who you are. They despise you because you love God and God loves you. They despise you because you're pursuing righteousness. You're pursuing holiness. You want to do the right thing. You want to live upright. You don't want to be out here all foul and doing whatever. And even if you once was, to the extent that you were, you change, you grow. You grow. You're not supposed to stay the same, which is part of why it really trips me out. And I'm going into something else a little bit now. When people try to bring up your past when you're doing better. Like, I'm supposed to grow. Like, they make it seem like something wrong with you growing. But that's what people do who don't grow. So it makes sense. Not understanding that, you know, I remember doing a video on this one day. They telling your testimony. You know, how they going and talking about you and talking about how you used to do this and you did that. And so they telling people how much far you come, how much you've grown. But it be clear where they at. That's what they doing. You too busy growing. They too busy trying to talk about what used to be. Anyway, that's a whole nother thing. I don't even know how I got into that. But I was saying that's why I don't get that, because you're supposed to grow. You're growing. And people who are with demons don't like growth. They don't like growth for themselves. They don't grow. Now, granted, some of them might go out here and work and even try to climb the ladder of success, trying to get some status. Look, try to gain some favor with the ruler or whoever. Try to be noticed so they can get some clout or get put on or whatever the case may be. Try to get some money, whatever the case may be, for image purposes, so they can look a certain way. But what they don't do is grow. They don't grow internally. There's no inner growth. They just want stuff. Let me get this, let me get that, so I can feed my ego and be full of pride and think I'm sitting on top of the world. But nothing inside of me has changed. Not me. Them. Has changed. And so they look at you and they be upset. And they won't leave you alone because you have real growth. And that makes me think of dang, I forgot what I was getting ready. I was ready to say something about, slipped my mind. Anyway, they look at you and they see growth, and that's what they don't. That's why they bother you, because you know how they say, trying to pull you down, trying to pull you back, and people who know you and see your growth, they do have, not all of them, I'm talking about these kind of, the ones that are with demons. And some people are with demons, but they ain't bothering nobody. Because just because you have a demon don't mean you're a horrible person. And what I mean by that kind of people is, some people just need some deliverance. They just need to get free. They ain't going all evil and wicked with their stuff. That's what I mean by that. Some of them learn from you. You know, some of them are motivated by you. You know, and then they could possibly get some deliverance and get free of whatever they have going on. And if they have a demon, you know, they can get free of that. But the thing, kingdom people, is they will not leave you alone. So to be asking the people who work for Satan and people who just are where they are and are aggravated. Listen, how they say their demons, your demons irritate them. They not gonna leave you alone. Now sometimes they be so uncomfortable they try to steer clear of you. That does happen. But sometimes when that happens, they'll watch you in the background. They'll just watch you, but just not comfortable being trying to be around you. But for them ones who are a little more bolder and like to attack, that's just what they're gonna do. And again, that's the indication to you that you're on the right path, because they wouldn't be bothering you if you wasn't. Trust me. You know, God had pointed this out to me. There's a witch in the vicinity, and God has made me aware that this witch watches me to the extent that they can, and they're jealous because of, somebody handling their business, doing what they do, in their mind, got this, got that, and they ain't got this and got that, because people compare themselves with you, those kind of people anyway, and that's a horrible thing to do, because that just breeds jealousy. And wait, let me say this first. But God was making me aware of this person and how, I forgot what I was going to say. I keep doing that. I'm tired, y'all. I mean, I'm better today. I was tired Monday. But because my daughter, her schedule shifted, so it shifted my stuff a little bit, and I was just thrown off a little bit Monday. But anyway, Kingdom people, I was talking about the witch in the vicinity and how this witch watches, and she gets jealous, and the thing is that when you're growing and moving along, and you dealing with it, not dealing with, because I don't deal with this person is doing none of that. And I'm talking about a witch. I know what I'm saying, because this person is actually a witch. I'm trying to remember what was the point I was getting ready to make. I can't even remember, y'all. So you know what, Kingdom people, this is what I'm gonna do, because I'm a little off right now. But they won't leave you alone. They just not gonna leave you alone. I'm not gonna sit here and say never, ever, ever. But if they start leaving you alone, you got to start questioning yourself. I'm not saying you want them to bother you. Again, I'm not saying that. God will give you breathers, though. He will, and then not just that, but it will come to a place where even when they doing what they doing, it won't faze you. Matter of fact, many of you all are there now. Witch watch. Wow. So I'm wondering if it's just demons on here. That would be very interesting, because that's all that's coming. Or maybe you're not meaning it that way. I apologize if you're not meaning it in a demonic way. I don't know. Anyway, Kingdom people, if any of you Kingdom people are actually here, if you don't mind, can you go ahead and click that like button? If you don't see the like button on your regular screen, there should be 3 vertical dots on your right upper hand side of your phone. If you click that, the like button will pop up. If you could just click that, I would truly appreciate that. Thank you. And so anyway, Kingdom people, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I hope this was helpful. But listen, they will not leave you alone. And for those of you who are going through it, because from what I've been, God has been making me very aware of, and I've been hearing, I was watching the young lady today. I hadn't seen her in a while, and I remembered her. God brought her to me, and I said, where's she at? So I had to find her. I couldn't remember exactly what her name was, because it's a foreign name. And, well, when I say foreign, it's not an American name. And so I couldn't remember exactly. So I was trying to find it, but then I had to go through my history and go long, because it's been a minute. At least a couple of months. Maybe not that long, but... And she had done a video not long ago, and she was going through it. And she was kind of sharing. And then I had been hearing this with other people. And God had just been showing me people are going through it. I've been having some challenging times myself. And, but you know, you got to just push through. I was, you know what song keep coming on when I be riding? It came on today. I I had the wrong key. I'm just gonna sing it flat. I just can't give up now. I come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me that the road would be easy. I I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. And I keep that. That's the one by Mary. I can't give up now. I don't even think that. I don't have a thought of giving up. I don't. Do I get tired? I do. But I got to get. I told God this morning. Listen, my goodness. I said, but we gotta see when you. Here's the other part, Kingdom people, and it's a whole nother message. But I'm gonna end this here. Hey guys, Jewel. I need my glasses. They over there somewhere. Anyway, listen. When you have a, see, this is a whole nother message, and I'm going to say this a little bit because God giving it to me. When you have a vision, when God has given you something in front of you to look towards and to walk towards and to work towards, and he's guiding you, you got to get there. Granted, I've been using that word a lot today. It may be challenging. It may be all kind of obstacles. Again, who said it was going to be easy? Who was it ever easy for? Especially scripturally speaking, especially just thinking of people in the body of Christ, people that we know, people of God. When you hear their stories and they share their testimonies, it wasn't easy. So, come on. We got to keep pressing. Take a breather, take a break, do some self-care. But going back to that vision, part of the reason why people that won't leave you alone because they have no vision. Scriptures say his people will perish for lack of knowledge, but it's another one about vision. Without vision, yeah, it's one about vision, about perishing. Yep, let me find it. Give me 1 second, y'all. Somebody might know it. Put it in there for me if you know. Without vision. I want to say without vision, the people will perish. I just read it. Yeah, without vision, the people perish. That was simple. So, Proverbs 29:18. Where there is no vision, the people perish. When you have no vision, God gives you vision. It comes from God. A lot of these people that be tripping on you and be hating on you, and I don't know why this witch keep coming to mind, but I know why. Because God be showing me when you don't have no vision, you don't have no, well, that's a witch. So I don't know if they get visions. Anyway, when people don't have nothing to look forward to, they don't know where they're going. A lot of these people don't even know who they are. They're in identity crisis. They're lost. Say they certainly don't have no vision. Again, do they go out here and try to do this, get this, and some do try to be successful and have some kind of meaningful life or get some kind of sense of self from doing something with themselves. They do. But if they don't have a vision, if God did not give them, and the way you get vision, I can't remember where that's at or what it says, but I was just watching something the other day and I should have wrote it down. Did I? Wait a minute, I probably did. No, I didn't. Where I have to find that. Not right now, but I just read that in the scriptures myself, if I'm not mistaken. It says something like, when you give yourself to God, I can't believe I did not write that down. I probably did though somewhere. But anyway, when you give your life over to God, when you start walking in his path, when you turn your life over to him, I'm paraphrasing, He'll give you vision. That's when, and it makes me think of, do not conform to the ways of this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, and then you will know his perfect will. I think it is that scripture. And it's good, what is pleasing to him, and the good and the perfect. So what that means, you got to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. You have to allow God. You have to be following his lead. You have to be letting him do the work in you. And then he gives you the vision. He shows you the will for your life. His will for your life. But when you're not in his will, I just heard you perishing. But when you're not in his will, you don't have no purpose. You probably do, but you don't know what it is. You just lost. And then these are the kind of people that won't leave you alone. They know you got vision. They know you not perishing. They know they are. Let me go to the comments. I'm late. I just got home from work. I'll catch the repeat. Okay, guys, Jules. Thanks for being here. Love you too, guys, Jules and Gems. Hey, Samantha. How are you? Thanks for joining. 2 Corinthians 4:4. Okay, thanks, guys, Jules and Gems. Let me find it. Seeking ye shall find, not. And Samantha says, yes, don't want to leave you alone. Her. But you know what? It was on me today. And this comes to me quite often because God, I have to remember this. They be wanting your energy, y'all. We can't make this. You can't. They want to pull. They want your energy. They see how you are. They see how you move. They know that you're favored by God, especially ones that have been attacked and did all this and did they black magic and nothing. Matter of fact, it's hitting their life. They want what you have, but they won't give themselves to God like you. So that's why they have to get it from you. And they want to take it. I don't really even want to go too much into this, but energy harvesting, where they be trying to harness and harvest your energy. They're trying to siphon your energy from you. And they want to tear you down all at the same time. They want to become what they see in you. I call it trading places. You take their place and they take yours. But they won't leave you alone because they want what you have. But they're not willing to go through the proper channels, which is God, which is Jesus, to get it. I mean, it's the same repetitive thing over and over. I mean, in that sense. And the crazy thing is you can't get it like that. I mean, now they can drain you. And they can even get some feel up off of you if you allow it. If you engage them. Even when they be trying to engage you in a negative way, that's energy to them. That gives them something. They have none. And this was on me earlier. When they're around, when they're around other people like them or similar to them, they tend to feed off of each other, but it's dead energy. So it don't even feel good at some point. That's why they got their eyes on you. What someone call gang stalking, especially the ones that group up to do it. They group up to do that with you because they all clumped up together. And their energy is dead to one another. And they all trying to pull your energy. And even when they doing it by trying to pull you down, trying to scatter, that's all a form of trying to get your energy. They focused on who? You. Oh. Do I like the Lion King? It's so funny you asked me that. I literally just thought about the Lion King probably a few days ago. I want to say it was Sunday. I literally did, and I was thinking about how, I forget their names exactly. Mustafa, the son, the mean one was trying to keep the son from knowing the truth. No, he was just trying to keep him from out of his place, and even lied where his father was concerned. I think I'm explaining that right. If I remember the Lion King correctly, it was kind of something like that. But that was just really on my mind well, I kind of know why. But it's the same. It's the thing where the enemy wants to deceive. The enemy is a deceiver. He'll do anything he can to keep you from knowing. This probably was why. This was why. God was just reminding me of how the enemy, and he was showing me specific people. I don't even want to say this, but family, some family. And just people, period, but he was just, God be talking to me about, he be taking me back a lot and showing me, he be breaking down stuff to me about what had been going on, what has always been happening, what this was about, what they didn't want you to know, what they didn't want you to see, what was going on behind the scenes. He showed me, he give it to me in pieces and pieces, because all at once would be overwhelming. But I'm at a place where I accept it for what it is. I know what it is to the extent to where, okay, I can, and it helps you to get free of all that. But God was just talking to me about how they don't want you to know who you are. People do not want you to know who you are. And in some kind of way, I was thinking about the Lion King surrounding that. But the devil don't want none of us to know who we are. Even the ones that are already devoured. He got them, but they was somebody. They just chose the other side. Or got tricked into the other side, whatever the case may be. That thing goes real deep. But it's a trip out here in these spiritual streets, y'all. It is. So, again, yeah, I have to watch it again. I can't, it's not clear to me. I don't remember it like that. I only watched it maybe once or twice over all these years that it's been a thing. So, and I think the first time I really didn't pay much attention to it like that, but the second time I grabbed some revelation, and that's been a while, but it was on me. Maybe I go and watch it. But anyhow, Kingdom people, you all be encouraged. You all be encouraged. I hope and I pray that you all are doing well. And, either way, be encouraged. Keep moving forward. Keep doing what God is moving you to do. Keep, like I always say, keep growing, keep going. And go and be great. But just be encouraged. Jesus is with you. God is with you. They're going to do what they do. That's what they do. That's their job. And let me just add this. The reason why it's increased, for those of you who are feeling an increase in demonic activity where it concerns you, is because your breakthrough is right there. There are some things that God has been speaking to some of you, showing you it's some changes going on in some of y'all's lives. And I just did a short the other day talking about that. And that's what it was surrounding. Like, there'd be some stuff happening. Like, whoo. But that's God tearing that down to put you where you belong now. He's taking you to your new place. He got to dismantle what was and what is to get you into that new place that you've manifested, so to speak, that you've grown to. You've outgrown that. And then you've been diligent. You've been faithful. You've been trusting him. You've been taking knocks and blows. Even if you do feel like you wish they'd leave you alone, you still stand 10 toes down with God. Even if you complain to God, because sometimes, I wouldn't say just be a complainer, but sometimes you can be like, man, God, I told God that not long ago. I was like, my goodness, God. I wasn't complaining, but I just like, oh, my goodness. But nevertheless, your will be done. So, Kingdom people, I just say take it in stride. I heard someone say this the other day, and it was just a reminder. It's something I know, but you know how we be needing those reminders. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So when you keep that in mind, it helps, because you got to just take it in stride. And what happens every day, I was just sharing with someone the other day how we wake up in the morning, we do what we got to do for the day. By the end of the day, what are we? We kind of tired. We ready to rest. We got to rest, recuperate, restore for the next day. Get our sleep next day. And we back at it again. You have to be like that with the spiritual walk, with this walk with Christ. You're going to go through it. It's going to be some stuff. You got to deal with what you got to deal with each day. And when you rest, when it's time to rest, rest. And even throughout your day, when you have periods to rest in, or if God is have you on a rest day or give you rest periods, you know what I'm saying? It's like, take it in stride. Take it in stride and just breathe. God is with you. Remember his word. If you need to, well, you probably should do that, but meditate on it. When you're going through certain things, just bring certain scriptures that he'll bring them to you that help you in that particular situation. You have to remember what he said, what he told you in the midst of what's going on. And sometimes, a lot of times, you need to declare and speak it out your mouth, what he said. Bring what he said back to him, or just for yourself, to edify yourself, to encourage yourself. You have to encourage yourself in the Lord. You have to. You can't, and I'm so glad I just said that, because this is what was on me. You can't just lay down in it and succumb to what the enemy is trying to do to you. You got to fight the good fight of faith. You got to keep fighting, because you fighting for your purpose. You fighting for God's him really. You fighting for Christ. You upholding him. What, you gonna give in? Like the lady asked me that day, if I give up, will they leave me alone? And the answer is actually no. The real answer is no. I think I said they probably will, but the real answer is no. Because guess what? That's a whole nother fight. They made you give up. Now they like, oh, you weak. Now they really finna go in on you. Because that's how they are. That's how they weak. They weak. If you let them just bully you down like that and kind of, you just succumb to it, honey, please, they really finna go in on you. It's gonna be worse. But I was watching a young man the other day, and he had been off and on talking a little off the wall. But the other day he was on talking about how he said, and he going through it, and this and other, so he ain't got nobody to talk to. All I got to talk to is God. And when he said that, it grieved me. And here's the thing, it grieved me and God. I felt God come in with me, and we was both grieving. And I heard God say, because I thought it, but God said, am I not enough? You know, and I was listening to him, and I'm knowing God got you like that because he isolating you, because he trying to talk to you, just you, without all the other stuff. He don't want you around nobody else. And you complaining about you don't have nobody else to talk to, and everybody be tripping, or whatever the case may be. But it grieved us because God is enough. I was telling my daughter, I don't hardly even want to talk to nobody else but God. I've come to a place where I don't care to talk to nobody else. Now, do I talk to other people? Of course. But, you know, I'm just not out here just talking to people about my, you know, whatever. You know, especially my stuff, my personal stuff. I just kind of keep that between me and God for the most part. Every here and there I might share with people that I can trust. But I don't even go deep. I don't do detail. You know, just a little something. And sometimes what God showed me in that is that in certain instances, that's helping another. Because what be happening, and this is what God showed me particular about this one particular person, or a few people, but this one particular person recently. People look at me like I got it together. And I don't. I'm just playing. You know, I do my best. I do my best, and am I working on me and wanting to get my stuff right? And yeah, yes, absolutely, yes. But see, people only see that, you know, and when you share, sometimes it helps them to know that they're not, because people be going through stuff, going back to what I was originally saying, and when you let it be known just in a small little way, man, this, whew, but God, you know what I'm saying? I just kind of do it like that, and I just be really transparent as I need to be, just to make a point, you know, to show that I am, I want to say human too, or that I have moments too, And this happened, and I was like, whoa, God. But I worked through that. I had to do this. And sometimes sharing that process is helpful to another that you're sharing it with, because, you know, we're going to go through. You're going to go through some things. But I know how to show up and do what I need to do and handle business. And I don't walk around like, even when I'm going through, people will never know, because I ain't walking around with it. You know what I'm saying? It's personal. What my go through is personal between me and God. I still got to show up. I still got to go to work. I still got to go put this in. I still got to take care of my business. I still got to, you see what I'm saying? You still got to keep going. And that's life. Like I always say, life be lifing and God be guiding. So we good. Anyway, Kingdom people, they will not leave you alone. They not going to leave you alone. So get used to it. I like to say it should be normal for you at this point. When you get your breathers where it don't seem like nothing going on, appreciate it. But when they be on what they be on, or when life start doing what it do, yes, you're human. You're gonna have some, but I'm going to tell you this, you're going to improve in that too. Because one thing that God recently taught me is that what he's doing is helping us to master spiritual warfare. So what that ultimately means is it won't affect you the same. You're going to learn you are learning how to not, when things happen, be cool, not be moved. They can be doing all that, and you're going to be chill. Life going to be happening, and whatever going to be doing, and you're going to be chill. You know why? Because you trust God, and you know he got you. And you got to stay focused on that vision, on that prize. See, a lot of that be a distraction to take your focus off of that. Because you got to keep that in front of you for it to come into fruition. You got to keep your eye on that. So distractions too, and all that stuff be designed to make you not pay attention to that vision, but pay attention to all the crazy. Even if you got to deal with this and deal with that and take care of that, do it and keep that vision at the forefront of your mind. In fact, when you're in the midst of situations, what I do is I think about where God taking me in the midst of the challenge. I look at it. I keep it right there. You understand what I'm saying? Because we're not losing sight of that. This ain't nothing. This is it right here. Anyway, Kingdom people, thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate you all so very much. And again, I hope this is helpful. I mean, I know I was a little bit kind of all over the place, but I hope I've done my due diligence. So, Kingdom people, I love you all so very much. I really don't want to leave you, but I do have to go right now. But I will be back to hold my Kingdom people down. Now, Kingdom people, above all else, let the Holy Spirit lead you in all things at all times. Kingdom people. Kingdom people, we are untouchable, we are unmovable, we are unbreakable, and we are unstoppable. Kingdom people, I'm going to say it again. Keep growing, keep going, and go and be great. That is our time. This Jesus girl is out. Peace.